Let's talk a little bit about numbering. I have a little diagram I drew up. It just shows the distributor order. It's not showing your firing order, it's just showing you to which cylinder the respective plug wire goes to. So on the driver's side, it's 1735 working bottom to top. And on the passenger side, it's 2864 working bottom to top. And by the way, this is different than the cylinders. The cylinders are pretty straightforward. Driver's side, front to back, 1357. Passenger side, 2468. Pretty straightforward. Distributor, not so straightforward. And I don't even believe it matches the firing order. I labeled mine twice. I wrote, for example, this is for cylinder 5. So I put a 5 on there, and then I put not a Roman numeral 5, but 5 hash marks. This one is 7, so I wrote a 7 on there, and then I did 7 hash marks. If you can see the hash marks right here. 7 hash marks. This was cylinder 3. You can see the 3, and you can see the 3 hash marks right by my finger. And what you don't see is one was really short. It doesn't even come up. I did write a 1 on there with 1 hash mark. So that's how I labeled mine. Let's see if we can see now. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is, you can see them. Those are the wires. I have clear access to them. Unbelievable. This is going to be great. So you saw how I labeled mine. What I'm going to do, I labeled them so I know where they go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just pull all 4 of them out. I'm going to start from the bottom, work my way to the top. When I put them back in, I'm going to start at the top and work my way to the bottom. And so what I have to do is twist and pull. So this is quite funny. So on the driver's side we have 1, 7, 3, and 5. And the plug wires are marked 1, 2, 3, and I'm not sure what this marking is. So this person did what I just talked about not doing. They just did a generic label. He used hash marks like I did. This is a 2. This is a 1. I'm not sure what this one is. And this is a 3. I mean, so it would make sense that this is a 4. So I don't know if he tried to make 4 hash marks and one got goofy. But they're not, there is no 2 and 4 on the driver's side. But that was his system and it worked for him. So the next thing to do is match them up with length. So these are my new wires. So I used the Taylor. So what I used, I went with Taylor, 8mm. The factory wires are 7mm. A lot of people go with 8. It was recommended to me. I didn't really know that. Somebody I work with just said those look like 7mm. You should go to 8. So I did. Taylor makes different styles of wire. I chose this one because everything is just a nice plug. They make some fancy swivel type things. I didn't want to get involved with that. So my part number is, if you can see, my part number is 51025. And they are Street Thunder Custom Black. And the black is the color. They come with all different kinds of colors. Alright, so all the plugs are in. I've got all my wires sorted out. I've transferred all heat flashings and protective coverings over to the new wires. All I have left to do is grease them. My method for greasing is going to be exactly like what somebody did in a video, and I'm just gonna grease up the inside. So you're not going to be able to see, but this is a double click style of a connector. So what I'm going to do is put this in, twist it enough to lube it with the dielectric grease I just put in, and make sure I feel 2 snaps. So there's a wire. There's a wire that runs across the top of the engine. Man, not a lot of room in here. All right, that made this a lot easier. And man, I'm realizing this car is just filthy. Okay, I have 2 cables left over, and I was a little confused. What it is you have 2 styles of coil connector, an HEI terminal and a socket. So they give you one of each. You have one that matches. So what I'm going to do is try out my new sleeve, and we will see how this goes. So what you do is you get the titanium sleeve, and then there's heat shrink ends on it. So it looks like there's 10 of them. 3, 6, 10, yep. I need my titanium cutting scissors. All right. It's supposed to be able to stretch, and oh yeah, boy, this stretches no problem. This is supposed to stretch and slip over. Okay, so I made it to the end. This is on. Now it needs to be heat shrunk to cover up these ends. So let's see what happens here. You'd think I'd have a little torch, and I actually do a little propane, but I didn't think I was going to need it. I don't know, guys, this actually worked pretty good. No, I did the ends, but I'm doing the whole thing now. The whole shrink. I want to make sure it's completely shrunk. All right, guys, I think that's as good as it's going to get. So, there it is. Titanium sleeved. I'm excited. Now, very important, I cannot forget to put my silicone grease inside here. Alright, so I'm just going to go in reverse steps of what I did. And God, this really is going to be a pain in the butt to put back in there. And with this sleeve on it, it's definitely thicker. Okay guys, I got my coil cable in. That was probably the most difficult part of this whole job so far. On the distributor side, it double clicks, just like it does when you're plugging in the spark plug wires on the distributor side. You want to hear a click click. You have to hear that. When it goes into the coil, it's just like a spark plug end. So there's not much room in here. What I had to do, so you have to twist it and push it till you find where it goes in, and then click click. So what I did was I took a Sharpie, I slipped it over the neck. I put a Sharpie line on the plug cover on the boot, and then I twisted it and twisted. The line was to make sure that it was twisting, because once it's on the distributor on the long neck, it's very hard to turn. So I put a Sharpie line on there to make sure that I could see that it was rotating, and eventually I got it to go click click, and I was very happy. The other side, I snaked it around, I got it in. On the coil side, it's just like a spark plug. Now I disconnected some stuff. I have to make sure I put all this stuff back, or I'm in big trouble. So you can see my DEI shrink wrap. You can see where it goes in. You can't see, but I mean, that's the problem. You can't see. So what I did, and it's in there, comes around, and it's in the coil side.